In St. Louis, there are more than 140 miles of trails for you to enjoy. The Great Rivers Greenway is a project decades in the making. So where do things stand? First Alert 4's Avery Martinez is live from the Centennial Greenway in Olivet, looking into who's funding all these trails and what's next, Avery.
Well, Morgan, let's talk about where that money comes from. That money was actually approved by voters back in 2000 to pay for trails just like this one. We're on the Centennial Greenway, but they stretch all the way from downtown St. Louis out here into the county, into Olivet and Clayton, and eventually they want to go all the way into St. Charles. Now, take a look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The biggest challenge they have right now is that some areas are connected where you see this dark green line, but these little dots here, that says they're disconnected. That means they have to either get this land or do something with it. So you get some of these little areas that are almost orphaned little sections of the trail, like where I'm at right here, over here in Warson Park and Indian Meadows Park. But there's plans now to put forward and connect all these different greenways so you could start downtown and end in St. Charles County. But the big question is, how much are you as a taxpayer paying every year for all of this work?
The average St. Louisan has spent just under $6 a year, and they've gotten 140 miles and counting of greenways. So pretty great return on investment.
City, county, and St. Charles residents voted to create the Great Rivers Greenway back in the year 2000 with a simple goal in mind: get more outdoor areas in the region by partnering with existing spaces.
I love Olivet Parks. We come up here almost every day. It's beautiful, and it brings a community together.
Greenways works with over 100 trail groups, communities, municipalities, and volunteers to make the dream a reality. And at the same time, they're changing the landscape.
Our streets were designed in an era when pedestrian use was a secondary thought.
But the hundreds of miles of proposed trails could retroactively fix that oversight, which is why the Great Rivers Greenway had a birthday bash yesterday.
And we're thrilled to be able to celebrate this regional accomplishment everybody has contributed to.
But there's still plenty to be done. Creating the system isn't easy and takes time. Just obtaining this stretch of former railroad track in Olivet took 6 years.
Converting an old rail line into a paved trail is not a simple process.
It could be 2028 before work begins. Still, locals across the region love the idea of the trails.
It's a great idea. So the kids can cycle from park to park.
It's really necessary to continue to have measures in place to ensure the safety of pedestrians.
And Great Rivers doesn't just depend on sales tax. They also look for
grants, both state and federal grants, as well as through donations.
Now, if we put together the total number of partner and greenway trails, it stretches over 1,200 miles.
Essentially, it covers the same service area as the state of Rhode Island.
And you can use those trails practically any time. Just because they're not connected doesn't mean that the trails aren't open. You can find a whole wide range of them in your local communities and also on the Great Rivers Greenway website. Now, I do want to mention the Great Rivers Greenway believes part of their success comes from connecting people to their trails. Reporting to you live out here in Olivet near I-70, I'm Avery Martinez for First Alert 4.
All right, Avery, thank you.